colours for George, who's chasing his second win of the afternoon. Alpha Crucis heading across the racecourse side of the parade ring under Ashley Lewis, and the dark green colours of Heart of the South Racing for trainers Gary and Josh Moore. Just in front of Alpha Crucis is the prolific Crowdquake, number 9. He's chasing an 8th win this year. Marco Gianni riding for Stuart Williams. The white and blue. And Crowdquake and Alpha Crucis about to leave the parade ring. To be followed by Have Secret, number 10. Warren Fenterman for Peter Timmins, John Rhodes and partner, and Richard Fahey, the red and blue colours. Followed out by Immediate Effect under Luke Morris, riding for Caroline Gregson and Sir Mark Prescott, colours of dark blue and white. And the purple and yellow silks, Oisin Murphy aboard number 6, Fantasy Believer for Chris and David Stam and trainer Ed Walker. Yellow and black, the colours for Rose Dawes, riding number 3, Majestic for Mick and Jack Shannon. And orange and blue, the silks for Sean Dillon Bowen aboard Sporting Silver Mine, and Sean riding for Gordon McDowell and James Owen. And Sporting Silver Mine, the last of the 10 runners to head towards the track, and off to the 1.25 mile start for the William Hill Best Odds Guaranteed Handicap. Set to get underway here at 4:25. And Alpha Crucis was number 5 to arrive at the start side of the track, just on the edge of the tree line. And they almost immediately start turning left-handed, and they'll continue turning left-handed until they get into the straight just outside the last half mile. We're 5 minutes away from the scheduled start time, which is set at 4:25. And if you've been watching all the races from Doncaster this afternoon, this might come as a bit of a shock to you. A race on the round course. One of only 2 races across the 15 that have been staged over the 2 days here. At a 1.25 mile race yesterday. Similar story today in this slightly higher grade contest. Quite a valuable prize fund as well. £45,000 up for grabs here. And Alpha Crucis, who's got a lot of form in soft ground, has emerged as a pretty solid favourite here at 2-1. The market's got a different look to it, obviously, with El Burhan having come out. He might well have gone off favourite, El Burhan, but in his absence, it's Alpha Crucis, who ran well in this corresponding race 12 months ago, and with the ground no problem, and with distinct signs of a return to form in his last 2 starts, that's probably all combined to ensure that he's going to go off at a relatively short price here. Greg Cuban went to start early, incidentally. He put up a really game effort to battle back and win at York last time in a competitive handicap. He's gone up a couple of pounds for that win. Expect him to be pushing the early pace along here. He's one of the possible front runners in the lineup. There is Alpha Crucis, incidentally the favourite on the right of the picture. Dark green colours. Fantasy Believer in the purple and yellow, and the aforementioned Grey Cuban going across. Then Square Dalboni in the dark blue and pink. Dark blue and white, that's Immediate Effect. And then Savvy Victory in the yellow and red, who needs to find something that he hasn't been showing recently. And there's Crowdquake on the left, the prolific Crowdquake, whose winning run has come to an end recently. But bar a blip on his penultimate start, when it wasn't really his fault. He was slowly away. He might have been inconvenienced leaving the stalls on his penultimate start at Ayr. He got himself in a hopeless position. He was actually beginning to make some headway when he got very badly hampered on the home turn. He ended up finishing 6th. He then almost bounced back to winning form at Nottingham in a decent race last time. Went to the front there, looked as though he might win, and got worried out of it late on and finished 3rd. Look, he's very high in the weights now, particularly when you consider he started off winning in the low 40s. But he continues to be in good enough form to think that he should be competitive again here in this race. Alpha Crucis, the favourite, gone 2-1 late on as they begin to sort themselves out behind the stalls. Crowdquake, clear second best, 9-2, 4.5-1 mark. Grey Cuban and Fantasy Believer still floating around at 7 and 8 to 1. 9's for Sporting Silver Mine and Immediate Effect, and 10 to 1 Have Secret, and it's 12 to 1 and bigger the others. And once again is Alpha Crucis. Crowd Quake on the left, Immediate Effect just turning out of the picture on the right. And first one's about to go in by the looks of things. Looks as though it might be Majestic who's going to be the first in. So the first of them preparing to move into the stalls now, way over at the mile and a quarter starting point. Majestic was the first one in. Next up, Square Dalboni and Fantasy Believer. Grey Cuban is about to move in the grey. So they are loading up. And they're loading up quite quickly as well. We're getting down to the last 4 or 5. Immediate Effect is still to go with Savvy Victory. Have Secret waiting out the back with Crowd Quake. And now we're down to the last 3 to go by the looks of things. Up goes Fantasy Believer. Have Secret and Crowd Quake are going to be the last 2 to go in. Crowd Quake heading in. And Have Secret will be the last of the 10 to go in. And Have Secret moving in now, so we're almost set. They're all in. Clear from the front. They're off from the mile and a quarter start. This time Square Dalboni in the black and pink out wide has to be hustled along as they go very sharply but very briefly on the incline, and now freewheel through the first furlong of the William Hill Best Odds Guaranteed Handicap. Square Dalboni, having responded to pressure, has moved right around the field and come through to lead at the end of a couple of furlongs. So it's Square Dalboni striding on to the Grey Cuban. Crowd Quake, the light blue cap, is racing a close third, with Sporting Silver Mine in the cheek pieces dropping into fourth. Alpha Crucis, dark green jacket, sitting in midfield. Upsize Immediate Effect, who's down at the rail in the dark blue and white. Then Have Secret in the red and blue, who's just ahead of Fantasy Believer in the purple and yellow. Savvy Victory, red and yellow jacket, last but one. And Majestic with a black cap is last of the 10-strong field. Square Dalboni leads them left-handed towards the halfway point and at a fairly decent tempo in pretty testing conditions. Square Dalboni over Grey Cuban. Sporting Silver Mine in third. Crowd Quake now sitting in fourth. Then Immediate Effect, the dark blue and white, shadowed by Alpha Crucis. Further back to Fantasy Believer in a purple and yellow jacket. Have Secret wider. Savvy Victory and Majestic are the last 2 into the straight. So coming down the centre of the course at the moment and entering the last half mile. Square Dalboni in the black and pink now, taken on by the Grey Cuban, who ranges up. Sporting Silver Mine in the blue and orange on the right has got every chance. Crowd Quake with a white face being finessed into it. One from the left, Alpha Crucis is on the move. On the extreme right, Immediate Effect has been pulled out. And in behind, Savvy Victory in the red and yellow is improving. And Have Secret on the extreme left in the red and blue is coming through as well. They're heading on down towards the last quarter mile. Crowd Quake has gone to the front. Have Secret challenges. Alpha Crucis is in behind. Then Savvy Victory on the right. Grey Cuban has backed out of it, and so too Sporting Silver Mine. Crowd Quake taken on by Have Secret on the near side. They've still got over a furlong to grind this out, but Crowd Quake is grinding this out pretty effectively at the moment. Have Secret is a bit further behind him than he was, but he's sticking to the task and is coming to have another go. Crowd Quake is all out. He's all heart. He's clinging on grimly for 8 wins in the year. Crowd Quake running on vapour, but fell in over Have Secret, Grey Cuban and Immediate Effect, who are fighting it out for the places.